Here in Hertz Homestead, I teach you guys how to grow food in a little tiny space because I am in the middle of a normal sized neighborhood. So let's get into it. Today on Hertz Homestead, I just found the coolest fruit in the whole entire world. I actually have to thank the millennial gardener for showing me this. He has such a cool garden, and if you guys haven't seen his videos, go check him out. But this is a pineapple guava. I actually got this from Mackenzie's Farms, and when I went out there, he actually let me try some of the fruit. And I'll put a picture of what the fruit is. It's on here, but you guys can't see that. It tastes like a banana, and a pear. It just, yeah, I had a baby. A little bit of fruity taste, like maybe like a little bit of a mango taste in there, but it's just phenomenal. So the flowers are actually edible on this plant, which I thought was pretty cool. So this will actually grow into about a 15 to 20 foot big tree, or more of a bush actually. They have no parasites, no fungals, nothing, and they're drought resistant, which is pretty cool. So now I'll go show you my next new favorite tree that I also got from Mackenzie's Farms. So as you can see, I've been busy. There's a whole stump down right here. My neighbor's dog always freaks out whenever I do YouTube videos. But this is a 10-degree citrus. I thought this was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So this is obviously, as implied in the name, it can be down to 10 degrees before it starts taking frost damage. Now this one's a little tinier, so I'm not going to risk that. I'm actually going to wrap it up with some incandescent light bulbs for Christmas. And that should be able to get it warmed up. And really, during the really cold nights, I'm going to throw a tablecloth over it. So, but when I was out there and I tried this fruit, it tasted, I'm not even joking, like lemonade. Coolest thing in the whole world. He handed me, he was like, yeah, I actually got some on my tree. You want to try some? I tried some, and I was like, this is probably one of my new favorite foods. I didn't know something could hit the lemonade flavor so on the head, and it did. And I just cannot wait until I get a whole tree of this, and I could just be picking them off and for years. That's what homestead and living is all about, is growing your own food and enjoying it. But yeah, definitely a really cool place if you guys want to go check out. Maybe try some fresh fruit. If he has it usually in there, he'll pull a piece off the tree, let you try it. But yeah, he's just a really cool guy. Another super cool thing about the 10-degree tangerine is actually a grafted tree. So it's going to put fruit on faster, in at least 3 to 4 years. So this is a nice thing about when you plant fruit trees in the fall. So you could actually plant trees, fruit trees during the fall. A lot of them do really well, and this is because a lot of them go dormant during the winter and shoot all of their energy into their roots. So the next year they actually can focus more on growing instead of just putting them in the ground, and then they kind of have like that tree shock, and they got to kind of wake back up. So this is the perfect time of year to plant most fruit trees. Like you can't plant fig trees because they take cold damage really easy. But yeah, there's almost all fruit trees you can plant in the ground. Just do your research, but this is usually the best time to plant a fruit tree. I would have got more, but I only have so much money. In the spring, I'm going to be planting pawpaw trees, if you guys have ever heard of that. Coolest thing in the whole entire world. I want to try one, haven't had one, and yeah, I'll show you what else is going on in the homestead. So these are my peach trees. They're starting to lose their leaves for the winter, and they're actually putting all their energy back down in the soil, which is good. So then hopefully this spring we get a ton of beautiful peaches off of them. I figure I'd give you guys an update because I showed you guys when I planted them. You guys can see how much they've grown, and I'll link my peach tree video in the bottom. So if you guys want to learn more about peach trees and how to prune them, take care of them. But I'm keeping these more of a decorative type peach tree for my little homestead. Here in my quail coop, and man, quail are so boring when they're not laying eggs or doing anything. You just come in here and feed them. There's not really much you can do during the winter with these guys. You could eat them, thin out the population, but I'm not doing that because during the spring I'm gonna start selling to 2 grocery stores like I was. But yeah, I haven't lost any. None have died recently. Just more waiting on to start breeding some more back up and eating them and getting them laying their eggs. There was one that was really damaged in one of my other videos, and I'm gonna go grab him to show you guys how well he's healed up. And these guys can take a punch. So this quail was severely attacked by the others when he was a baby, and you can see he's actually missing an eye, and then on the back of his head, you used to, oh my goodness, you used to be able to see his skull, but that has all healed up. These are my meat birds. Very simple. I might do a guide on how to raise meat birds. That's not a bad idea. But so these guys have only about a week left to live before we get them butchered on up. And man, nothing compares to fresh chicken meat, guys. Like, it's so good, and they aren't hard to raise. As long as you get a chicken run somewhere they can be at and you can feed them, just make sure they're getting, meat bird feed. These guys are easy. And we actually purchased a kill cone. If you guys don't know what that is, it's an easy way to kill them, and we've been holding them for a long time, so it's going to make our lives a lot easier. Every time we do a round of meat birds, we're going to buy something to make the equipment a little bit easier for processing, so we actually enjoy it every time a little bit more, and it's a little bit less painless, and we can do more and more every time. They are getting heavy. Like, look at that in comparison. That, he probably weighs like 15 pounds. I love these guys. So they're eating right now, but I fed them just now. But when they're hungry, they'll sit up in your lap. They're all loving up on you. You're like, hey, stop that. I got to eat you. Okay, go back to your fans. Honeybees. I actually broke into the hive recently just to see how they're doing health-wise. They're doing really good. Really, really good. Might put this one in a newt box. But I learned something, and I was like, did not know this. I didn't know they stopped laying eggs during the winter time. So I started freaking out a little bit. And I've done hours and hours upon research. I guess it never clicked when they said, yeah, they breed all their winter bees in the fall. They don't breed any really, they could lay a little bit of, brood, but they are going to be pretty much eggless until spring, and they start waking up again. So a little bit of fear, but I was like, oh, okay, phew. That felt good. I actually went out to someone else's little homestead, and they have honeybees in their trailer, and I might film that, do a bee extracting video, which I thought would be kind of cool. But I also explained to them, like, hey, this time of year, if you do that, they probably won't make it through the winter, so you gotta be really careful. But yeah, let's get into the next thing. So this is my $5 chicken coop, and it works perfect, guys. Yeah, look at all these eggs. I'm still getting eggs in fall, which is pretty cool. This is my Celeste Fig tree. It produced so many good figs this year. They're all gone. I ate them, every single one of them. This first crop, and usually in the Celeste Figs, they produce pretty heavy, and then they drop all their figs. But as the tree gets older and more mature, it doesn't do that as much. And the second round that I put on right before fall, delicious. Really, really good fig. Probably, I think it was a berry type flavor to it. This is my Turkish brown fig tree. And another thing we're doing in the spring, we're getting more fig trees. I love figs. They are one of my favorite foods. Never had the pawpaw fruit from the pawpaw tree. I think that's going to be my new favorite food. They're like, yeah, it tastes like custard. I love custard. It has a banana and then vanilla and mango taste. I'm like, you can't beat that. That sounds so good. So I think that's going to become my favorite in a couple of years. But we got to plan them, wait for the fruit, because they're almost impossible to get. So this still has figs on it. Some of these don't look too good. Oh, that one just fell off. But there is some ripening up, which I'll show you. Now, that one's ripening up, and then this one is ripening up. Yeah, so we have a lot of interesting things going on around here right now, and it's just exciting. I am so excited to see what next year holds. We're probably going to do a couple of from Coop to plate, so be waiting for that. Let me know what you guys want me to cook my chickens into, or if you guys want something specialized, like from Coop, how to dissect the bird into its parts, like the breast meat, the thighs, all that. Yeah, just leave me what you guys want, and I'll do it because you guys choose what I want to do. So, enjoy, like, subscribe, share to other people you think would enjoy my videos.